Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of RC Retirement. As I mentioned last week, I'm going to give you some specifics regarding how to withdraw from the survivor benefit plan due to VA disability. Once I have finished with that, though, please do not stop watching this episode or listening if you're on a podcast. I have additional information on the other side of this episode that will be very important to you before you make that important decision. So please be sure to stick around to the other side of this episode before you make that decision. So the facts. Retirees who meet one of two criteria, either one, are eligible to withdraw from the survivor benefit plan. And for the benefit of you on the podcast, I will read them out. The retiree has had a service-connected disability rated by the VA as totally disabled for a continuous period of 10 or more years. Or the retiree has had a totally disabling rating from the VA for at least 5 continuous years immediately following the last day of active duty or separation from a reserve component, either one. So either you got a disabling rating sometime after you left service and held it for 10 years, or you had a disabling rating, 100% disabling rating, as soon as you left service and you had it for 5 years. Either one. In making your decision about withdrawing from the survivor benefit plan, though, you should consider both the potential Veterans Administration award of Dependency and Indemnity Compensation, DIC, and the amount of the survivor benefit plan annuity. Of course, these are both in the event of your death. In addition, you should consider your legal obligations, such as a court order or divorce decree, requiring you to maintain survivor benefit plan coverage before making your decision. Withdrawal from survivor benefit plan coverage due to qualifying for lost my place on my notes. Due to qualifying for Veterans Administration disability, sometimes referred to as discontinuation based on disability, is completely different from terminating survivor benefit coverage between the 25th and 36th month of retirement, which is the topic I covered last week. So if you want to see what that is, then please check my previous episode. But that's a totally different animal, or as they say in the land of Oz, a horse of a different color. So for assistance in making that decision, you can contact your branch of service or drop me an email, drop me a comment on YouTube, and we'll help you make that decision. A request for withdrawing from the survivor benefit plan requires the written consent of the beneficiary or beneficiaries, meaning most of the time your spouse. Consent of a dependent child may be given by a parent, step-parent, foster parent, or guardian, someone who is of majority age, obviously. If a member withdraws from the survivor benefit plan under this 100% VA disability provision, and then the member dies, obviously no survivor benefit plan annuity will be payable to the member's spouse. There is also no immediate refund of premiums. However, upon the death of the member who has withdrawn from SBP under this provision, a refund of SBP premiums deducted from the member's retired pay would be allowable. A refund would be allowable without interest and would be paid to the member's widow or widower. The refund is normally paid by DFAS to the widow or widower with the arrears of pay, and an additional application for that refund of premiums is not required. By the way, an arrears of pay is the amount of retired pay for the previous month, either a whole month or a partial month, that was owed to the member at the time of his or her death. The SBP premiums would be refunded at the same time, and all of that is lumped in together when you apply to DFAS to have the arrears of pay remitted to you. If for some reason the VA disability rating is ever withdrawn or reduced, then survivor benefit plan coverage may be resumed if you so desire. You will have, you must make that resumption request within 1 year after the VA rating has been withdrawn or reduced. Just like everything, you have 1 year to make an update to SBP. Otherwise, your current rating stands. Now, here's some good news. DFAS has implemented a new, simpler process for withdrawing from SBP coverage due to a qualifying VA disability. With this new process, the withdrawal form and required fact sheet are available for download as a complete PDF packet from their forms page, instead of having to contact DFAS and requesting the packet. Also, retirees are no longer required to obtain a separate VA eligibility set of information. DFAS has worked with the VA to obtain that information electronically on the member's behalf. With this new process, eligible retirees can download the PDF withdrawal packet, read the fact sheet, fill out the form, and send it to DFAS. DFAS will verify eligibility and process the withdrawal, if qualified, of course. I have downloaded this packet for you and made it available on my website. A link to the packet can be found in the show notes. Of course, if you're watching this episode long after I have produced it, then you should probably check the DFAS website just in case they've modified the packet. You always want to make sure you have the most recent version available. Alright, now that is the information regarding how to withdraw from the survivor benefit plan based on VA disability. But the real question is this: is that the right decision for you? In older times, which really wasn't that long ago, the answer might have been yes. But now, considering the fact that the laws governing the VA's Dependency and Indemnity Compensation, or DIC, have changed or will begin to change in 2021, which is just a few weeks away, it might not be the best decision. Remember, I said earlier that there is no SBP annuity paid to your spouse if you die after withdrawing from SBP. Sure, there is the DIC to consider and the fact that your spouse may qualify for it, but also consider just a few episodes ago that I said that the DIC SBP offset is going to start being phased out next year. and that's not far away. And here's how that's going to work out. So I'm going to put up on the screen here, and those of you on the podcast, I'll explain it, so don't worry. So take a look on the screen here. Here's how the offset would work. The 2021 DIC rate is $1,357.56, and the amount shown on this table is how much the annuitant, the survivor's SBP premium would be reduced. So in only 2 years, there will be no reduction of the survivor annuity due to receiving DIC from the VA. So this means that you can keep SBP coverage for your spouse now, and he or she will soon be able to receive the benefits of both when you pass away. So what does this mean? It means that even if you pass away this year and your spouse's SBP annuity is completely offset at the moment, it won't be very long before the phase out of the DIC offset is complete. And for that reason, at least in my personal opinion, it would not be a good idea to withdraw from SBP due to VA disability. Now, of course, it's your decision to make, but if you were to ask me my opinion, what would DJ do, I would say it's a simple matter of dollars and cents. Why do so when you can get both survivor benefits, SBP and DIC, for your spouse? It's that simple. Again, it always comes down to your decision, but this is the information. So please take a look at the information in the show notes. Alright, I'm sure you know people who have 100% VA ratings and might be considering withdrawing from SBP. Please pass this information on to them. As you can see, especially with the phase out of the offset of SBP DIC, this is a huge decision to make. So this is information that needs to be put into the right heads. So I ask that you hit share on this video, share this podcast. There's even an article version of this, so please share all versions of this information with the right people. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to this channel, and if you have not already done so on the podcast side of things, I do ask that you go to iTunes and write a review of this podcast and let people know what you think about the information being put out there for service members, retirees, and veterans. What do you think of this channel? What do you think of this podcast? All of that helps to grow the channel, the podcast, and make things better around here. Finally, if you would like to support my efforts in a financial way, you are invited to go to patreon.com/RC-Retirement and support me on a monthly basis, whether it be at one of the pre-established rates or by creating one of your own. And don't forget that if you support me at a rate of $25 or more, then you get a 20% discount off of any of the personalized services that you can find on rcretirement.com/fees for services. And those services listed there are just some of the ways that I can make things better for you. And like I said, just a short list. Alright, so that is all I have for you today. As you can see, it's quite a lot packed into just a few minutes. As always, I thank you for being here, for choosing to spend your time with me, and thank you for your service. Have a great day.